Time and time again, startup founders come to me with an idea, and it's an interesting idea, and I ask them what's their target market. A lot of times they say everybody, and I have a real big issue with this because it's really hard to have an idea right off the bat that can target everybody, because when you target everybody, at the end of the day, you really target nobody, because it's really hard for a customer to kind of view themselves in the shoe of a user when you come up with them and tell them anybody can use this. One example I have is Lead Genius. They started off being MobileWorks, and it was kind of a high-end Mechanical Turk, where basically for a couple cents, people would do very simple tasks. Right off the bat, it's really hard for you to kind of think in your mind what type of tasks you would send them. But for example, some examples, some tasks that people would send them is, here's an image, can you resize it for me in a certain format, pay a couple cents, that kind of style. So again, I don't really think they really had much of a concept or a really defined audience, so it's hard for them to really gain traction at that point. So then they niched down to virtual assistants. So basically having, again, an assistant or virtual assistant to kind of offload tasks to you. So for example, if you want to say something like, find me the best flight from San Francisco to Milan, here's my dates, then a virtual assistant can help with you. And now when you niche down to virtual assistants, from just general tasks to virtual assistants, you start to imagine, okay, there's more tasks than I can do, and you can start to imagine more concretely how you would use this service. So they started to improve in that aspect, but I still think that they weren't really differentiating themselves versus a lot of other types of companies at that point. So finally, they niched down to lead generating virtual assistants. So basically, you tell these virtual assistants what type of customers you have, kind of the market that they're in, the size that you want to target, and they'll proactively go out, find those customers, validate that they're good businesses, and then present you a list of these customers. And this generates a lot of profit for businesses if they're able to convert those customers. So now this is a very valuable tool, very valuable product for a lot of these businesses. And this is all due to, again, niching down. So it went from very general tasks that's hard for you to kind of visualize how you could use them. Once they niche down to lead generating virtual assistants, they've seen huge success from what I can see. They even have Stripe and eBay as clients. So again, niching down from very general to very specific, it seems almost logically that it shouldn't make sense because your market is narrowing. But at the end of the day, I've seen this be very successful for a lot of companies. The other example would be Facebook. Facebook didn't start off as being a social network for everybody. It wasn't even a social network for universities. It wasn't even starting off as a social network for Ivy League. It was just a social network within Harvard. That's it. No one else could apply, only students with a Harvard email address. Once that started growing and once they kind of had a grasp of how it is to be inside a university, then expanded to the rest of the Ivy League. Not even universities in general, just Ivy League. At that point, they started to figure out more general features that general college students would want. Then they expanded to all universities, and then eventually they opened up to everybody. Now everybody uses them. But again, when they launched, it wasn't for everybody. It was just for a very select segment. But once they kind of grow inside that segment and learn and iterate and make the product great for them, then they kind of can apply those learnings to other segments and grow. And now obviously Facebook is a huge success. The other example would be Twitch TV. So it started off in 2007 as Justin TV, which is basically a way to just live stream your own life. What they noticed is a lot of the activity was around live streaming players playing video games. So they niched down and launched a separate service called Twitch, twitch.tv, where it would just be for live streaming video game services. And again, it seems that it would be a smaller market or a smaller opportunity because they went from live streaming everything, your entire life, to only live streaming people playing video games. But by niching down, it attracted a lot of attention from these gamers, and it really focused all the content around just gaming. And now, as of now, it was acquired by Amazon for close to $1 billion, and it's one of the biggest websites on the internet now. that everybody knows about, basically. So again, this started off as just general live streaming that was a product for everybody. But once they niched down and focused on just live streaming video gaming, that's when they really saw success. So if you're having trouble growing, I really suggest you niche down. And by niching down, you change the copy on your landing page, on your sales page, to really focus on small markets. And what you'll see is that the sign-up rate is going to go up a lot more, and you'll start to really gain traction in these small markets. And that could be enough. You could really see success in just targeting a small market. Or then you can target other side markets as you start to learn more and apply more based on the learnings from this one. Going back to the example with Twitch, if the website just said, live stream your life, I don't think that many people would sign up as much. But now, when you go to Twitch, it's all about live stream your video gaming or see other people video gaming. People kind of understand that a lot more, and because of that, they sign up more, and Twitch is a success. So again, I suggest if you're having issues, niche down to a smaller market, change the language of your company, change the language of your sales website to kind of attract the type of new customer that you want, and you'll see more success.